I'm Kipe, the Miller Hall DA, and I'd like to tell you a story about a time when I was not only a hearer of the Word, but a doer of the Word. When I was 16, I had the opportunity to go on a missions trip to the Philippines with the Pennsylvania-Delaware District, and I didn't know anyone else that was going on that trip, but I knew that God wanted me to go on it. I did what anybody else does when they go on a mission trip. I sent out support letters to my friends and family, and of course God provided for that trip. I waited till the last minute to pack all of my stuff, and my mom, being a very supportive mother, helped me pack last minute. While I was packing, my mom slipped me my passport and I put it in my backpack, and she made sure I had all the other essentials. And the next day when we met for our trip, our group met in Philadelphia, and our leader wanted to put name tags on all of our passports. When I looked at my passport, I looked at the picture and saw that there was a bald head. And I unfortunately had taken my dad's passport instead of my own. A ton of thoughts went racing through my head. What if I wasn't able to go on the trip because I didn't have the right passport? What if I couldn't get my passport? What am I going to tell all the people that supported me when they asked me about my trip? And by the grace of God, we were able to get a hold of my dad. He drove from my house to New York to meet me to bring my passport. But unfortunately, we had construction, or there was construction on the George Washington Bridge, and he was stuck in traffic and could not get to me before the plane left. So the rest of my team left, and I was in the airport by myself, and I sat there and cried. And I didn't know what else to do. I clung to my luggage and just sat there. And finally my dad showed up, and he, being the positive person he is, he said, "Honey, we have the rest of the day to spend together. This is so great. We can, hang out." I'm like, "Dad, I don't want to be here. You know that I love you, but I don't want to be here. I want to be on a plane going to the Philippines." We were able to work out that I could go later on that night. We worked it out with the airlines. I had the opportunity to go and fly to the Philippines by myself, halfway across the world when I was 16. And I could have easily said no. My parents were totally okay with that option, but I knew that God wanted me to go on this trip. I knew that He had something special for me to learn and to be a part of. We can't just listen to God. It has to be paired with obedience. God's called us to that. He's called us to not only be hearers of His Word, but doers of His Word. Jesus did that for us. He listened to His Father and came to this earth to live a perfect life, to die for our sins. He heard His Father's will for His life, and He obeyed it. And we need to do the same. Even though doing something that God may call us to do may be unfamiliar or scary, it's so worth it. There's nothing better than being in the center of God's will for our life.